Reddit, what celebrity has slowly lost your respect? Taylor Swift is definitely not as innocent as she pretends. Edit, well this blew up fast. I really didn't understand her image. At first. She'd write songs about her breakups. And I was like, damn. That's sad. Now. After probably 100. I'm just like, damn. What the fuck are you doing to these guys? Taylor? Mr. Rogers. It started at first when I heard about the alleged sexual assault. But I figured the victims were just attention seekers. Then the thing about his addiction to crack broke out. Then the second round of assault accusations came. Just kidding. Mr. Rogers has never done a single wrong thing in his life. Deleted. Neil deGrasse Tyson is kinda a pretentious scumbag. I'm actually not a scumbag. The bag you see is actually my skin that just acts like a bag containing mostly water. Not scum. Steve Harvey. Fuck Steve Harvey. I knew him for his fucking teeth. But he is an asshole. Where is his moral barometer? A little over 10 years ago. I worked at an electronics store that he'd shop at. Anytime he'd come in, he'd start barking out orders to all of the employees. And demand that we stop helping anyone else to take care of him and his crew. Everyone would quietly curse when he'd walk in. No one wanted to deal with that. I immediately lose respect for any celebrity I learn is a domestic abuser and or a Scientologist. The list is getting sadly quite extensive. Damn it Beck, why you gotta worship Xenu? After watching Space Jam as a kid, it was a pretty big hit learning that MJ was a dick. Will Smith. I stopped caring after he was butthurt about being snubbed for the last Oscars. Just because you do an accent doesn't mean your performance was Oscar worthy. Beyoncé. I love her but she doesn't seem like a person anymore, just a walking brand. Think it was after I learned she has photographers following her 24/7 taking pics and videos of her to put on social media etc that made me think this is a bit much. Also, is her and Jay-Z's marriage a business deal? I hope not. Think it was after I learned she has photographers following her 24/7 taking pics and videos of her to put on social media etc that made me think this is a bit much. That's an excellent idea. It totally removes any incentive for paparazzi to follow you. Your personal photographers will have everything on Instagram before the paparazzi have even hit the shutters. You still get all the media benefit. But when you want some private time, you just get your photographers to leave you for an hour or two. My celebrity lost my respect ages ago. Steven Seagal. When I was a kid and Under Siege came out, I was all like, I wanna be Steven Seagal. He's awesome. I even got into Aikido as a result, made blue belt. But after a few really dud movies and a fair bit of bad press, I realized he was a douche who had terrible acting skills and a really bad attitude. Steven Seagal. Ama. https://www. Reddit. Ariyama comments/4i0jso I am actor Steven Seagal live from Thailand Ama. Ref equals share and ref source equals link. Lena Dunham. I don't know why are people still willing to work with her after she almost destroyed an innocent man's life. Thought you meant Lena Headey. Got worried for a sec. Johnny Depp. About a decade ago, I thought he was one of the best living actors. 5 years ago, I thought he was just in a slump. 2 years ago, he started to annoy me, just too much relentless crap. And now, after the Amber Heard thing, I think he's a repulsive monster. It was gradual. But man did he ever fall in my eyes. Me 10 years ago would be heartbroken to know what he'd come to. I loved how he used to be, or at least used to be portrayed as being, down to earth. Sincere. The last romantic on earth. You know. All the stories about how he voluntarily signed autographs for hours and stayed cheerful the whole time. Visited hospitals in full pirate's get-up. What seemed like his happily ever after love story with Vanessa Paradis. etc etc. And now it's condescending dog apology videos and domestic abuse. I know it's stupid to be this disappointed about a celebrity, but there it is. Jim Carrey because of his rant on anti-vaccines. Just to be picky, Jim Carrey. 2 R's. Is the actor from Ace Ventura and The Truman Show. Jim Carrey. 1 R. Is a former NHL goalie. Edit, since people are asking. It's Carrey. The actor. Who had the anti-vaccine rant. Taylor Swift is the type of girl to pull a Gone Girl stunt. Yes, I can see that. Hope Tom stays safe. Bill Maher's views on medicine and GMOS are extreme anti-science conspiracy nonsense equivalent to jet fuel can't melt steel beams, yet he bashes conservatives on being anti-science on global warming. Bill Maher. He's fine for the first 3-5 sentences of whatever subject he's talking about. Anything after that just gets really cringy and completely stupid. Gwyneth Paltrow. Even her $400 organic spring dresses? I miss the old Kanye. Straight from the go. Kanye. Charlie Sheen. From a cameo in Ferris Bueller to other Brat Pack hits. I liked him and his brother Emilio. And their dad was also doing good stuff. But the drugs, whores and such just got old. And now he's a joke. Manny Pacquiao. I stopped respecting him when he started running for elected office here in the Philippines. It's bad enough we have actors and corrupt people in the Senate and Congress. We also have someone who is absent 99% of the time because he has to train. Why'd he bother running if he can't do the job? Yes. And the homophobic comments too. George Clickbait Take. His social media is run by a company for the most part. He posted a video I made on his Facebook. I tried contacting him about it but was just met with a bunch of legal corporate crap. Tom Cruise. He seems to be lost in his own Scientology celebrity work and has completely lost touch with the outside world. I've been told by a lot of people who meet him that he is really a nice guy and doesn't shove his religion in your face. He seems to genuinely love his fans. And say what you want, but he's really never ever been involved in some celebrity scandal either. Bill Cosby. Not so much slowly lost respect as immediately lost respect. Adam Sandler. It's like he's not even trying anymore. I served Adam Sandler ice cream once. Was refilling the soft serve machine. Hear someone ask for a cup of vanilla. Make it. Turn around. And what there no there he stood. I played it off like he was just another customer. He dropped a $10 in the tip jar. Seemed like a nice guy. Just kind of putting up with all the people asking for pictures and whatnot because he knew it would brighten their day. Not so much slowly lost my respect as much as instantly losing my respect. I read an 11-month-old post on RNBA about Karl Malone impregnating a 13-year-old. The family didn't press charges either. All around scummy shit. The family didn't press charges because they didn't want to hurt Malone's career. Edit. He also would have not been able to provide child support if he was charged. Fun fact, that 13-year-old's child is Demetrius Bell. An offensive tackle in the NFL. Jeffree Star. Was not a fan during his MySpace days. But instead, I used to be a fan of his lipstick line and watched his YouTube content. After hearing about the feuds and whatnot he's gotten into over a period of time. I don't follow him on social media or anything anymore. Also because I just got bored of him. He's just really problematic and it's not fun seeing any of that around my news feeds. I'm gonna miss those liquid lipsticks yo. Justin Bieber. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't ever have considered myself a fan of his work. But a few years ago when he was younger and it was really trendy to hate him. I thought that everyone should have given him a break because he hadn't really done anything abhorrent and he seemed like a pretty typical teenage pop star. He's turned into an asshole in the last few years. And I don't believe that his age is an acceptable excuse for his behavior. Damn, it's the opposite here. He's slowly gained my respect lately. Bojack Horseman. At first I thought he was just a product of his situation and could overcome the cycle of abuse, but at this point I realize he is simply irredeemable. Fuck man. What else is there to say? Hey. Secretariat was pretty good. Ricky Gervais. He used to slag off celebrities who sell out to advertisers and just get their picture took. He has now become that celebrity. I know people that work at a restaurant he goes to several times a week. Apparently is a very nice guy IRL. Jack White was my hero and favorite artist of all time. In the last few years though he's released nothing musically interesting and has been caught up in a few petty feuds. Also he sucks as a producer. You know what this song needs? A distorted guitar solo by me. I love Jack White. I respect his ethos and really think he'll reach legend status. But he has had some low moments. I put them down to the intense artist mentality. But some are just, well, shitty. One that stood out for me was cornering Lauren Laverne, a UK radio and TV presenter, and a good egg, in her dressing room at Glastonbury and repeatedly screaming that she was a fat bitch. Her crime? Saying that Jack's outfit during his raconteurs set the previous day looked a little elfin. He's not even really a celebrity but the guy who does the cooking at home segment on our local news. I hate him so vocally that I have converted others without them even realizing it. His food looks gross and his voice is obnoxious. I feel like we would be friends because I am also the type of person to have one-sided beefs with insignificant local channel personalities. It wasn't slowly but Ian Watkins of the Lost Prophets. Here's a link, https://Ian. Wikipedia. Org wiki Ian Watkins, Lost Prophets, Sexual Offenses, to what he's done if anyone didn't know. Last Train Home used to be my favorite song but now I can't even hum the tune without wanting to wash my mouth out. I know that art equals artist but I still feel like I'm condoning him in a way. Which is kinda silly since I bought most of my Lost Prophets CDs secondhand and 10 years ago. I bet they're being sold really cheap secondhand nowadays so. That's one positive. Deleted. Jon Jones. Dude was the GOAT and now he's just a fuck up with scripture tattooed on his chest. Katherine Heigl. Gary Busey. Dude hasn't done anything crazy in a long time. Eminem. If you didn't wanna talk to me outside your concert, you didn't have to, but you coulda signed an autograph for Matthew. That's my little brother man. He's only 6 years old. We waited in the blistering cold for you. For 4 hours and you just said, number. That's pretty shitty man. You're like his fucking idol. He wants to be just like you man. He likes you more than I do. Taylor Swift. Just such a try hard goody two shoes. She has so many people shilling for her about how she's this picture perfect friendly white girl who does nothing wrong. Yet she does shitty things and everyone turns an eye. So lame. I don't know if YouTubers count, but I've lost so much respect for Matthew Santoro. Plagiarizing shitstin. Afrika Bambaataa. He's not as famous as the names mentioned here, but he did make hip-hop popular. Well, I had respect for him because of hip-hop but well the accusations recently are damning. Madonna. This woman uses world natural disasters to pretend to care for publicity, when all she really cares about is using them to promote herself. Didn't care about her until she forcibly kissed Drake on stage. To his visible discomfort. Now she just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Billy Corgan. Removed. She's such a mess that no one in Hollywood will ever work with her again. The only gig she could get is another porn movie with James Dean and even in that she was terrible. George Clooney for hosting that $350,000 plate fundraiser for Hillary. And then going on TV and complaining about money in politics with a straight face. Mariah Carey. Hey, I'm usually a lurker and found this interesting enough to comment on. I really like Mariah but I watched a video recently and I cannot get it out of my head. She was sitting down accepting her star on Walk of Fame I believe. Anyway. Her son runs over to her and she doesn't even acknowledge him. The kid is screaming while an assistant rips him away and Mariah doesn't even flinch. Just keeps posing. I still listen to the occasional song but that 5-second clip really gets under my skin and I don't even own a kid. I'll take Bill Cosby for 2,000 Alex. Katt Williams. What the hell happened there? Any actor/actress who joins Scientology. I have a very low tolerance for ignorance. Robin Thicke. Bob Geldof for knowingly funding genocide. http://www. Spin.com featured Live Aid the Terrible Truth Ethiopia Bob Geldof feature. Geldof has always irritated me. With no real understanding of how to improve conditions in Ethiopia, he shamed the world into giving money which accomplished nothing. Seemingly for his own end. He was a faded pop star in 1985 and now he's living life as Sir Bob the humanitarian whilst getting pretty wealthy. Anyone know if there's a subreddit where people who know celebrities tell stories about what they're like in person? Curious. Ask Reddit once every 5 days. Jennifer Lawrence. I was an extra on her and Chris Pratt's upcoming movie Passengers. It was a small scene so I was close to her for the 3 days we filmed. Only 3 other BG, and she was incredibly rude to the crew. Was demanding, egotistical, and just plain full of herself. The whole down-to-earth kind of girl vibe she gives off is an act for the media, and while I'm not saying she was this way once, I feel like the success she's had in the past few years has gone to her head. Chris Pratt on the other hand, fucking amazing. Everything you'd expect him to be. Funny. Respectful to everyone. Super professional and just plain friendly. 10/10 would work with him again. Tom Hanks. Just kidding. He's a wonderful human being. David Tutera. When he got divorced, he separated his newborn twins. He raises on the West Coast. His ex raises one on the East Coast. His twins have never met each other once out of the womb. So messed up. The kids will meet each other at summer camp. Switch and try to get their parents back together. My fiance hates Bear Grylls. Like. Genuinely hates him. He has a visceral reaction whenever Bear is mentioned. I asked him why. Because his show is fake. They set up situations for him. It's fake. Deleted. Bethenny Frankel from the Rooney. I used to think Go Girl and thought she had achieved so much with establishing her business brand. But now, yuck. She is just so mean and nasty. I can't even stand to watch her. Stacy Dash. Mel Gibson. Guy is an awesome actor and brilliant director. Mad Max is actually my hero. But the guy has just taken a dive off the deep end.